Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for round 6 of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League competition. Liz Cruz in the commentary box today with Stu Davis and Heidi Thompson. Welcome, guys, to today's footy.
Welcome, Cruzy. Stu.
Thank you. Look forward to today.
Yeah, it's great to call a women's game for the first time this season. We've got Waratah versus PINT here today, and Waratah first, PINT first on the ladder. Tars sitting 4th or 5th, I think, so it should be a really good game today, Heidi.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's a bit of a grudge match, I guess, being that a number of Waratah players have moved over to PINT due to a whole range of factors, and I think it's important that it's a clean match today and it's played in really good spirit, and I hope it is. I'm sure the girls will be out there doing their best to win for their team, and I think there'll be a lot at stake, not just the winning but also a bit of pride as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen quite a number of Tars move over to PINTs this season, so that will make this game extra interesting. Well, the umpire has held the ball aloft, so we'll get Stu Davis to start us off with today's play.
Jazz Hewitt wins the first hit out for PINT, another first-year player at PINT this year, moved over from Saints, of course, and but it's Waratah's working the ball forward towards centre half forward. The wind's a bit different to what we've been used to. It's a complete opposite, and that's probably contributing to the warm weather today. Free kick found there, and it's Waratah first up. Georgia Johnson. Heidi, Georgia was fantastic in the academy game at the start of the year, I thought.
She sure was in the All-Stars match. She's really come along, and she's super fit, strong through the core. Can't wait to see her this season. So
Tars deep inside their forward 50. That kick comes in, but they had no one down there and chopped off pretty easily on the last line.
Becky Pryor,
one of those players coming across from Tars this year. She kicks towards half-back. It's punched out towards the boundary line, and unfortunately there, Eliza Stratford just unable to keep it in play, and so we'll have a boundary throw in.
Notable out from PINT today being Katie Stretter, who unfortunately broke her arm last match and had a little operation to reset it all, so she'll be out for a number of weeks and probably back post-Christmas.
Yeah, that is a big out, and obviously PINTs have started the season fantastically, winning every game so far, and I don't know, is the baton changing? Because Waratah have been the benchmark for a long time, even though they didn't win the premiership last year, and they've struggled a little bit to start the season, but looking to get back on track with a win against the top side today. There's Amy Chittick taking that mark at half-back for PINT. She's looking to bring the ball back inside the corridor. Strong in front there, mark almost taken by Nikki Wallace. Gets it over to Molly Cooper, her kick smothered. We were just about on the paint of 50 for Tars. A little toe poke forward by Bree Martin, but plenty of PINTs players back there. And but the Tars girls are putting plenty of pressure on them. They can't get any clear disposal out of there. They do now, and the kick comes down towards the grandstand wing. A strong overhead mark taken here by Casey Morris for PINT.
One of their huge improvers, Casey Morris, really one to watch this season.
So breaking a couple of tackles there, but it's Tars again through Georgia Johnson. She drives the ball back down towards half forward, picked up there by Bree Martin. The pass back in, but again the ball dribbles over the boundary line. So Ricky Nolan coaching PINTs this year, and I've noticed that the 2 times that they've had a mark or free kick out wide, they've looked to go back inside the corridor.
Yeah,
Heidi.
Definitely. The 45 kick is on, and they want to go back through the guts, which I think is a great plan. They've got lots of runners. They want to connect up through the middle of the ground and make their life a bit easier.
So they're back inside the corridor here now. The captain coach for Waratah, Lisa Roberts, gets that one, kicks towards half forward.
Becky Pryor again chopping that off. And that's the risk there with Robbo intercepting there, is if you're going to go inboard, you need to make sure you're going to a spare player.
So it's Johnson again getting plenty of the ball, toes off the ground this time, but PINT looking to tidy up. Jazz Hewitt hooks around the corner and kicks it down towards the wing here, but Waratah in best position. Hand pass across from Rapson, but now the ball on the ground near the boundary line again. Plenty of players around it, and eventually it comes out. Molly Cooper tries to get a hand pass forward, but it's knocked out of her hands and out of bounds.
A couple of interstate players down there. If you have a look, Alicia Healy with the white ribbon. She's come in for her first game this season for TARS, come up from Adelaide, and you've got number 3 also, Nikki Wallace, who I've played a fair bit of footy with in Queensland, who's living in Victoria playing for Williamstown VFLW.
So free kick's been found here. It's going Pint's way. And
the 100 gamer, I think it is. Cassie Henderson kicking that one in.
So went down the boundary line that time, no mark taken, and out over the boundary line. Nice score here, Liz, in almost 5 minutes of play.
Yeah, no score so far. And as you said, Stu, Ricky Nolan, a massive get for Pint as their coach this season. First season there, he's a former Pints player, but he's also a St Mary's legend and coached 203 premierships over at St Mary's. He's played 226 games, so bringing a lot of experience. He's a football nut, so he knows everything and everyone about footy. So he's obviously got his Pints team. They had a strong pre-season and got them up there on the top of the ladder so far, as we see
this is
a few teammates say hello.
Earlier,
old teammates say hello.
Emotions might boil over a bit in this match, but I think if it's nice and clean and everyone's doing their bit to be tough but also clean, I think that'd be a really great thing for our game here.
Yeah, so as we said, there's 5 ex-TARS players lining up for Pints today, so great mark there though. Taken, looks like Jazz Hewitt.
Yes, centre half forward for Pint, and going forward basically for the first time inside 50. It's a beautiful long kick right to the goal square, and working back there and taking the mark on her chest for Pint was Erin Lavis right in the goal square. That was a fantastic long kick in by Jazz Hewitt, and now the opportunity for the first score of the game. And the kick's on the way, no problem at all, straight through the middle, and Pint draw first blood with the first goal on the board.
Yeah, Ricky will be pretty impressed with that start. Look, I think that both teams are high energy at the moment. It's fairly intense, and like I said, emotions are starting to boil over, but they just got to slow it down, look for their tall targets through Jazzy, and get it to the hot spot. That's how they've played the whole season, really clearing out that forward 50 and kicking it to space.
Yeah, absolutely. So Erin Lavers, first goal for the game. Beautiful kick there by Jazz Hewitt. I've actually seen her kick a goal from 50 right in front of us there before. She's a beautiful kick, and obviously having that AFLW experience is fantastic for Pints this season. So coming up to the 7-minute mark here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, you're watching the AFL NTV broadcast. We've got Pint 1 goal, leading Waratah yet to score.
So the Cox there.
Yeah, Sarah Ingram is a player from Victoria as well who's come up, and I'm really impressed with just her nature, her intensity, her willingness to listen and learn, and she actually played in the All-Stars match and had a fantastic game, so she'll be one to watch today.
Ball's between full forward and half forward for Pint, and umpire Jai Almond coming in to ball this one up. Molly Cooper doing the ruck work for TARS, but taken away there by Hewitt. Ball's at the top of the goal square now, bouncing around. Coming in was Roberts for TARS and clearing out towards the half-back flank on the grandstand side. But some good body work in there and a hand pass across, and Chittick now gets it to the teammate there, and Ingram drives long, but again cut off in defence.
Need to be brave enough to look to the other side here. I know Robbo's gone back to density. It might pay off, but they had some players on the far side to kick to space.
So quick kick forward, falls into the hands of Jessie Blormer there, and she kicks Pint's second goal. So yeah, as you said, Heidi, kicked back into traffic, and Pints had the numbers there and worked the ball back in. So just, yeah, as you say, just need to be a bit brave, I think, and take it on.
So at the 8-minute mark, that's a second goal for Pint, 2 goals straight, leading Waratah yet to score. Really good work there by Jessie Bummer. She looked to stop but decided to play on and kick that goal. So really quick start there to Pints, and we've got a good game on our hands so far.
Sure do, yeah, it's going to be really competitive. I'm interested to see whether they can tough it out for the 4 quarters. It is very hot out there today, and the heat policy in play, so a little bit longer at the breaks and fans on the bench and that sort of thing.
There's a few more water runners out there today in the pink as well, so just keeping everyone hydrated as we see the umpire signal a free kick going to Tarstew.
To PINT, yes.
Sorry.
Claudia Fabris, and she drives down, but chopping in there was Rapson. Mark's not taken, unfortunately, for Tars, and a quick kick forward by Johnson again for PINT. Coming out strongly from the defence was Cooper tapping it forward, but we have a whistle on the play here, and it's a...
Maddie Hone, a Catherine local, who's come up and played for Tars. I think this might be her third game for the season. And she's an under-18 representative as well for our Thunder Academy, and she's coming along really well in Prems.
So Lisa Roberts out there picks up and hand passes backwards. Just missed her teammate there, but Rapson's in there again, working hard over the top of the ball. She gets bundled off it eventually, and now spills out. Body's going everywhere, but no free kicks. And eventually we'll have a stoppage and a restart out towards the scoreboard at TIO Stadium.
Well, earlier today we saw Buffs defeat Nightcliff on Oval 2. St Mary's had a massive win over Tracy Village. Palmerston take on Crocs tonight in the women's competition, and Wanderers have the bye. So, a full Saturday of women's Premier League footy here in Darwin.
Amy Chittick has just won the free there. It's really congested. I think that we just need to spread out a bit more when the ball's on the ground.
Kicks to centre half forward. That's a terrific mark.
Ingram again. She's absolutely killing it this quarter.
And she goes long towards the goal square. Oh, terrific hands back there by Molly Cooper for Tars, intercepting that one, and she's steadying things now and looking to go to the outer side where numbers are pretty even, but carries the ball a bit and then kicks outside 50. Mark's not taken. Fabrice in there again. Her kick smothered. Rapson picks it up for Tars and swings the ball back around towards the wing, but it's PINT in front, and they drive it back again, but chopped off once more, and
Alice
slowing down again.
Alice Springs local, I think that's Caitlin Couch playing in the back line, which is interesting. She would normally be up in the forward line, probably just to settle things down with Tars. Lots of experience, ex-Thunder player, and she'll hopefully do a fair bit for them today.
It's something we saw a lot of this year, the Alice Springs connection, both in the men's and the women's league. Players going down there and then players coming up here for our season, Heidi.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's a great opportunity to come up and play in different leagues and really develop your football in a different environment as well.
A lot of them have got that Thunder experience or a family connection, so yeah, it's great to see all the Alice Springs girls up here.
So another restart on the outer side. Jazz Hewitt took possession but got tackled straight away, and again there's plenty of players around the ball trying to force it out, but without any success.
You'll notice today PINT being a little bit cleaner, and I think Ricky's done a fair bit of work on the ground balls, and I know that from talking to some of the players that it has been a huge focus, and you can really see it out there today. When they get the ball, they drive their legs and they're much cleaner. If Tars can be that little bit cleaner and start to drive the footy out of a contest, they'll start to win a bit more of the ball.
One thing I noticed last year with PINT, Stu, you might have too, they were a really fit team, but it's probably their disposal by foot and skills that kind of let them down in the top games. So yeah, to have Ricky Nolan as a coach and teaching those skills will just benefit them so much, and we can see that already that they haven't dropped a game yet this season.
So the ball's worked its way to the centre of the field, but not through any clean sort of possessions there. It's been a bit of a rugby maul for the last couple of minutes. That's a clean hit out, but knocked back in, and now Fabrice for PINT's getting the clearing kick out to half forward where there's a bit of space and a one-on-one. The ball comes back in now, and Chittick drives it forward towards full forward, bounces over the back of the pack, and now there's a chance with the kick off the ground, but just goes across the face of goal and through for or behind.
It was a shame. Maddie Hone actually quite sensibly toe-poked it through, but unfortunately there was a PINT player right there to pick it up and get a forward entry.
Just waiting for the ball to be brought back in now. Cooper kicks along towards this grandstand side, but Jazz Hewitt there, strong overhead, takes a mark outside 50, and now looking to put PINT right back into the scoring zone again.
Yeah, Stu, should be a key message from your fullback. Just kick it away from Jazzy Hewitt.
Quick kick in there. It's half smothered and now bounces towards the boundary line next to the left-hand behind post, and it'll be a throw in with almost 14 minutes gone in this first quarter. And Tars took it forward early, but haven't seen it down there since about the 5-minute mark of this quarter.
Chris Markison, actually from Norway, won the ruck there. Nice tap down.
So ball was handed over then and rightly called a throw by umpire Ullman, and looks like Aggie Singh will take the free kick down there to relieve the pressure for Tars, but they need to really start working the ball and moving it forward and getting themselves into the game. It's a good long kick over the back, and now the chance to run onto it out here. It's Lisa Maselli. Oh, some good work there and driving the ball forward. There's plenty of open space down here, but the ball's bouncing out towards the boundary line. Working back hard is Beck Pryor for PINT. She chips along the line, and that's a good pass.
Well, she's an elite runner, Becky Pryor. She does marathons and sprints and all sorts of things, so she was always going to win that foot race.
So Tars working the ball nicely around that outer wing.
That 45 kick straight in. They've clearly drilled that into them at training, and Chitty was ready and able.
She goes straight down the corridor towards centre half forward. Ball spills forward, and then a hand pass over the top. But, on the ground, some good body work in there and a strong tackle, but now the ball's forced out, and Aggie Singh gets a hand pass out, but it's intercepted there, and a quick kick forward by Hilary Grubb. Now the ball's on the ground at centre half forward, and we'll have another ball up.
Just coming up to the 15.5-minute mark of the first quarter. It's still PINT's 2-1-13, leading Waratah yet to score.
So Claudia Fabris in there getting plenty of the ball, gets a long kick towards full forward. Cooper in front again, does some terrific defensive work there, and now follows up her own kick into open space towards half back here. Claudia Fabris diving in as Cooper went to kick off the ground. Play on's the call. It's a PINT free kick. Fabris kicks it inside forward 50. Tars look to have the numbers here. Wraps and switches straight across the face of goal, where she's got a free player in Roberts as the siren sounds to end the first quarter. And some good passages of footy, but a bit clogged up at times as well, Heidi.
Yeah, there's been some players out there who have really seen a fair bit of the footy. Claudia Fabris being one, Sarah Ingram for PINT as well, and Jazzy Hewitt have really dominated for this first quarter. I think Tars just need to slow things down, get their structure right, especially in a contest, and they can start to win a bit more of the footy.
Absolutely. So quarter time, we've got PINT 2-1-13. Their goal kickers Erin Levis and Jessie Baumer. Leading Waratah yet to score. We'll take a quick break and be back for the second quarter very soon.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel, forever you feel, together real, together, no one can stop, no one can stop, nothing can ever bring me
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm blue and far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin on this beautiful sunny day. We've got Waratah versus PINT here at TIO Stadium in round 6 of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League competition. A great first quarter by PINT there. Heidi, what do you think Coach Lisa Roberts and her assistant Lauren O'Shea will be saying to the TARS girls at quarter time?
I think that there'll be just a notion of settling and ensuring that they're playing their game plan. I think PINT have got under their skin a little bit, and they're starting to play. That's starting to play into the PINT hands really. So TARS need to go back to what they know, be a bit brave, like I spoke to Stu about before, and trying to switch the ball out onto the fat side, and trying to use some of their runners. Aggie needs to get into the game. She's dynamic. She's quick. She's always providing something out of nothing. So give the footy to her and let her do her thing. But they've got some really dynamic players in there. Caitlin Couch, Lisa Maselli, who just haven't really seen much of the ball yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, Stu, PINT's had a lot of the play in that quarter. Sarah Ingram was fantastic along with Jazz Hewitt. And Sarah Ingram, she's from Golden Square in country Victoria, where Jack Geary's from, who is Ricky Nolan's mate from St Mary's. So a good start for PINT.
No surprise she made her way to PINT where Ricky is then.
He loves the Golden Square connection. So hello to everyone from wherever you're watching, probably Golden Square in Bendigo, as we see the second quarter get underway here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Jazz Hewitt thumps that one forward, and Cassie Henderson running onto it, but kicked off the ground towards centre half forward for PINT. Hand pass comes out and plucked out of there and kicked forward towards the PINT goal square. Some good hands down there. Snap on goal. Just offline.
Might have been Casey Morris.
Yeah, Jessie Bama really holding her ground there in the full forward position and getting the quick hands off. But just behind to start the second quarter for PINT. So the score at the 30-second mark, 2-2-14 leading Waratah yet to score.
So Molly Cooper brings it back into play. Out towards half back, but chopped off there by Hillary Grubb for PINT again, and she'll drive it back inside 50. Kicks high towards the top of the goal square. Off hands. It's picked up. Tackle's shrugged, but hand pass back inside, and Cooper's chopped that one off.
Really enjoyed Molly Cooper this season. She's mopped up at the back. As a defensive player, she's really been quite crucial for Waratah, and then she comes in and does her ruck duties as well. So really versatile player.
So another good tackle, good strong tackle over there, and we'll have a restart towards the outer side of the ground at half forward for PINT. Hewitt again wins this one down. Ball spills forward, and now an opportunity for PINT going inside 50. It's offline, and Cooper back there again for TARS, tidies up and drives the ball
straight into the PINT line, though. Unfortunately, they're all lined up ready for that.
A nest of queen ants out there.
It was Jazz Hewitt who went for the mark, but unfortunately couldn't get hold of it. And as we were saying in the first quarter, you don't want Jazz Hewitt to mark it there because she can get that long kick in right to the goal square. Hey, Heidi.
She sure can. She's got a good leg on her.
So PINT just sharing the ball around by hand, trying to find some open space. Eventually kick comes inside forward 50, and that time the kick is out of bounds, or it might have been over the line before she kicked it.
It might have came off hands.
Okay, someone's going to have to retrieve it from over the fence though before we go anywhere.
Well, our umpires today, Jai Orman and Shaban Luchak, hopefully I pronounced that right, out there in the green doing a great job.
Yeah, tough gig today in the heat. Any more umpires out there? You've talked about extra water carriers.
Always welcome new umpires at AFLNT. So we've got a lot of players who've come up to play for the season. If there's any umpires down south that want to come up, I'm sure they'd be happy to hear from you as we get ready for the umpire to throw the ball back into play.
The captain coach went and retrieved that. You'd think she'd have more influence than that, Heidi.
I know, right? I got to lead by example, Stu. That's it.
So we've got a free kick here, and PINT again really keeping the pressure on the Waratah defence with field position, and it's Jazz Hewitt again. She'll kick long down towards the pocket. Ball bounces back inside, and now it's paddled forward, and Bree Martin gets a hand pass across but misses the target there, and she follows up again. sorry, it's Pippa Cox in fact, but yeah, just can't get any clean ball out of defence and any pattern going out to their play, unfortunately. And having said that, Pints are pretty well set up defensively for the ball coming out.
Yeah, just looking at this contest here, you've got 2 Pint players totally unmarked.
Hewitt flicks that one over the back cleverly, but it's towed forward. Oh, nice pick up and hand pass, and bit of a panic hand pass there, straight back into the path of her opponents, and wrapped
and
up
apologies,
in the ball.
that was actually Nikki Wallace, number 22. I think I might have called Eliza Stratford Nikki earlier, but she's starting to get into the game, which is great.
Again, some physical work down there, and the ball trapped in underneath. Umpire's giving them as long as she can, and eventually plucks out a free kick.
Seeing right up the corridor here, and they've actually gone out wide, which might work out.
So, good body work down there, but coming in was Bree Martin. She gets bundled out of the way, and now hand pass over the boundary line, but a free kick's been found here. And it's going to go Pints' way. I think might have been a bit of push and shove off the ball, and umpire's trying to stamp that out straight away and pays the free kick to Lucinda Hamilton here. She kicks along the line. It's close to the boundary line, stays inside. In front was Chittick, almost took the chest mark, but under plenty of pressure, ball spilled out, and another boundary throw in.
Well, Chittick, one of the key signings for Pints this season, Heidi, coming across from Tars, a multiple premiership player and a bit of a goal sneak. Apparently she's just had a great season.
She's in great form.
So
really
far.
Is. Yeah, she's not only a dynamic running up leading forward, but she's doing a bit of work in the midfield, which I think Ricky's really loving, and I'm sure that Chitty is as well.
Yeah, I spoke to Rick in pre-season. He said he couldn't fault her pre-season and she was doing all the right things, so it's great to see.
Certainly looks very fit. And, that's obviously playing a big role in the midfield for Pint as well.
She's very passionate about her footy. She's even got a tattoo on her saying it's a great day to play footy. So
sure does.
Aggie Singh's kick sprayed wide, bounced just inside the boundary line. Umpire's that's a free kick for
last
touch, of course. She had a spare player there, but the kick was just a bit hot for her. And it's Lucinda Hamilton again who chips in towards the corridor. Clash of bodies fire between 2 Pint players there, but Jacinta Reid with a strong overhead mark. Her teammates come off at worst for wear.
Jacinta Reid, I believe, that's a great mark. That's exactly what we're talking about there with Chitty, Amy Chittick getting in perfect positions, and although she's quite a small forward, she really does play tall.
So Chittick will be kicking from just outside 40 metres, I'd say, here. The kick goes deep into the top of the goal square. Off hands, a snap around the corner. Just off line there by Kristen Smits,
who had a great game last week, affectionately known as Pidge. She has really come along in leaps and bounds this season, and last round was easily the best game I've seen her play. She's been very pivotal for Pint.
She's originally a netballer. She played for Hoggies Netball Club here. She's been up in Darwin for about 10 years now, and good mates with Katie Shredder, and ended up playing for Pints with her.
Picked up down here by Stratford. She's met heavily as she kicked the ball, but play on's the call. She picks herself up now, and now Pryor back there for Pint. Been solid in defence all day, and gets it back again. Hand passes to a teammate here in Hetherington, and Hetherington drives the ball out of defence. Terrific overhead mark taken by Sarah Ingram there.
Erin, who just kicked that ball in off 50 games last week, using all of her experience there with that disposal.
Ball on the ground. Roberts across half-back for Tazwell. Slipped out of her hand, but she managed to get a boot to the ball and find a teammate.
Yeah, that was
pretty good work in the end.
Anyone else that would have went out of bounds on the full, for sure.
So Stratford it was. Kicks down the line, wraps them there, goes through her hands, and good work underneath by Hamilton, but her hand pass is chopped off, and the kick comes down here where Martin's got some space, taps it in front of herself, and hand passes to her teammate Georgia Johnson. Her kick goes over the teammate and tied it up back there. Some good defensive work to smother that ball, and now the ball's free at half back for Pint. Claudia
just
Fabrice.
clean, so clean, Pint.
And swings the ball around. Rapson there again, but couldn't keep it in play. So
Yeah, the difference right there, you had Bree Martin, who probably needed to take that one grab, turn and go. That's their game plan, and it just slowed everything down. All the Pint defenders got back.
Hewitt reaches over and gets a fist to this one, but Pippa Cox is there for Tars. Gets a hand pass of sorts. Yeah, I thought it looked a bit dodgy, and umpires paid a throw. So Jackie Downey, no, Downey was claiming it, but
Maddie
Gissing, who's going to take the
Waratah player.
She kicks towards centre half forward. Out in a bit of space there was Peachy, but bounced over her head. And yeah, a bit of a crude tackle there and in the back, and a free kick to Monet Hunter, I think. Oh no, it's not. It's Renee Dearman out there. So Dearman chips it over, and it's a good pass in between two Pint players.
Couch starting to get into the game. She'll be pivotal in that second half, especially in the forward line.
Coming out was Misselli there. Almost took the overhead mark, but Tars another chance, but it's all Pint back here lining up across the defensive zone, and Jazz Hewitt takes it and kicks long back inside forward 50. Got a free kick here for kicking in danger, I think, and a Waratah free kick.
We've been a much closer quarter. We've only just had the 2 points scored. Coming up to, or just ticking over the 10-minute mark, we've seen Pint 2-3-15, still leading Waratah yet to score.
So Rapson with a long kick out of defence. Hewitt over the top, couldn't take the mark, but plenty of Pint players around Fabrice there. Shrugged the tackle and was caught high as she did so. She'll go back and take the free kick, and she's certainly getting plenty of the ball, Heidi.
Yep. Yeah, they're really relying on her, that leg drive, picking it up cleanly and coming out of the contest and disposing effectively.
So Waratah with the mark across half-back and the opportunity now to clear it out of defence, but all she can see is a wall of Pint players.
Unfortunately, that's Couchy kicking it out, and generally should be that high half forward to receive to, and this is where it's breaking down right in the middle of the park here. There's no one really presenting. They're not looking for the options laterally.
We've seen Lauren O'Shea on the bench doing the board assistant coach today. Duties off. Great mark by Jazz Hewitt, but obviously missing a player like Lauren O'Shea, who could potentially match up with a Jazz Hewitt type, is a big loss for Tars.
Yeah, they're playing a bit short today, Tars, in the way of height-wise. They are missing a couple of talls, and Lauren O'Shea, having a bit of a knee injury, a couple of niggles throughout the start of the season, has opted to have a break and go on the sideline here. She might be back later on in the season. Hopefully, we wish you well, Loz, and that you are back out there, but really great experience to have her on the bench.
Yeah, and it probably doesn't help Tars that Gemma Cusack's going to cross from Waratah as well to Pint this year. She's been a utility player for them. They've been able to throw around in the ruck and across half-back and that sort of thing in the past, so she'd be missed.
As you said, Stu, a bit of a changing of the guard with Tars this year, and we saw that when they went down to Southern Districts in the grand final last year after being so dominant for so many years, but they're still up there.
Alicia Healy to Lisa Maselli.
Yeah,
love that drive.
Hannah Quayle read that one best and got in position, took the mark nicely, and now finds a teammate, but it slips past her, and quick kick out, and there's Gemma Cusack as we speak, and she kicks the ball to centre half forward now. It was a good pass, but the mark wasn't taken, and Lisa Roberts back there for Tars clears it out of defence and finds her teammate here, Danica Pedersen. She plays on straight away. She's got some running players here, but again, it was Quayle who was there first. She couldn't mark it on this occasion, and the ball bounces out, but Pint well organised in defence and worked it through the hands and then got the kick out, but only as far as Roberts, who drives it straight back down the corridor back to where it came from, and a couple of Tars players fighting over the ball. It eventually spills out. Hamcast comes wide here, and Fabrice again taps the ball in front of herself. Can't pick it up. She's concentrating on her opponent now as the ball spills free. Aggie Singh almost front on contact there. Play on's the call, and we're getting a bit willing now. And
call needed to be made there, I think. just to settle things down. It's getting a bit fiery. I like the aggression. I certainly like the tough and the rough of it, but it needs to be fair and clean.
So Hillary Grubb for PINT. She drives down towards the centre square. Again, some strong physical contact there, and ball works out, but incorrect disposal was the call from Cassie Henderson, and it's Tars with the free kick. Pippa Cox will take this one.
The crowd are loving it. There's a massive crowd down there up both ends, both watching their Women's Premier League fight this one out.
Well, we know from the finals last year that PINT's women have a huge following, and obviously they reciprocate for their men when they're playing
They sure
as well.
do, yeah. You would see a lot of the men down there watching, vice versa when the boys are playing.
Well, they've got the Div 2 competition as well this year, so there's probably another 22 female players down there sitting that play on a Wednesday night, which has been a fantastic addition to our league in the past 2 seasons. As we see Becky Pryor just chop another forward entry off for Tars.
She might have got a high contact here.
So Becky Pryor just settling things down a bit now, and just walks back at
It's all a
halfback.
bit frenetic, Stu.
Yeah.
When Tars have got the ball, I love to see them lower the eyes and hit a 45 target, or even run and carry if there's space, rather than just panicking and throwing it on the boot.
So long kick forward, and good tackle there,
Well done.
and rewarded.
I don't think Maddie Holmes going to have a kick from there, so that might be all she wrote for the first half.
Well, half-time here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's all PINT in the first half. 2-3-15 leading Waratah. Yet to score, but there was no major kicked in that quarter, Heidi.
Far more competitive. I think Tars have started to find more of the ball and start to use some of their key players more effectively. Caitlin Couch starting to come into the game. A couple of the Victorians as well. If you look at Eliza Stratford and Nikki Wallace, a little link up there towards the end of that half. If that happens a bit more in the second half, they should get a bit more run, and inside 50s will be crucial.
Absolutely. Well, we're enjoying it here. We hope you're enjoying it from wherever you're watching. We'll take a quick break for half-time and be back soon.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Domestic violence is everybody's business.
And it's not just the physical abuse, it's the things we don't see.
It is hurting our families. It is killing our families.
A lot of people have been silent to this fact, and I think it's about time we all speak up together and say no more to this form of abuse.
No more.
No more. No more family violence.
No more to the family violence.
No more. No more.
No more.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co. The beer from up here.
On Territory roads, anything can happen. So you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
The time to kickstart your business is now. Get your message across with the experienced local TV production team at Kick Digital. Cost effective, rapid turnaround, exceptional service. Kick Digital. Television production energised.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal for all school-related activities. 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact CFS Gear for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors for the 2021 TIO NTFL season. For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
Well, welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for round 6 of the 2020-21 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League competition. You've got Liz Cruz, Stu Davis and Heidi Thompson in the commentary box. Half-time here between Waratah and PINT, and it's been all PINT so far, Heidi.
Yeah, it sure has. I think half-time might have been a nice opportunity to settle for both teams, get into some aircon in front of the fan, cool down a bit, because it did get quite heated there in that second quarter. But if Tars can really ramp up their intensity like they did in that second quarter and see a bit more of the ball and start to get some inside 50s, then we might have a game of it on our hands here.
Yeah, well, let's get it underway with Stu.
So Hewitt, again, dominant in the ruck today. Wins that hit out again, but Tars with the opportunity through Johnson. Ball on the ground and another ball up. We'll try again for a restart. Just forward of centre for Tars.
Well, only goal kickers so far, Erin Levis and Jessie Balmer for PINT. So hopefully we can see a few more goals scored in the second half.
Free kick here against Georgia Johnson. And
oh, very lucky not to give away a 50 there. Threw the ball up in the air and didn't give it back to the player.
So it was Gissing, but her kick was chopped off by Aggie Singh. She went for the short pass, but missed the targets. Towed forward. PINT are going to be first to the ball here, and kick comes out into some space, but Aggie Singh's in there again, taps it, but straight into the hands of her opponent Hamilton. But her kick comes down here and is chopped off by Nikki Wallace. And Wallace kicks out towards the wing where Aggie Singh takes this mark.
Lovely kick. You can see why she's in the VFLW for Williamstown. Starting to get into the match now.
It's been great having a lot of VFLW girls up here this season across the clubs, hasn't it, Heidi?
It's really strengthened the competition. Not only that, it means that players can see what the next level is like and the skill level they need to get to, and it really boosts training and games. It's great.
So Chittick's in there and gets a good hand pass out under plenty of pressure, and kick goes forward, but working well across half back is Nikki Wallace again. Chops that one off. Slows things down while she looks for an option forward, and now kicks inside, and it's a good pass. Coming in there was Alicia Healy, and her kick goes forward down here where Monet Hunter's first there, but it just fell at her feet unfortunately, and PINT work it out of defence. Some good body work down there. Sees Rapson run onto this one.
I like that lateral kick. Now they can open the game up.
So they've got players in space here, and she's hasn't seen Jordan Smith. Didn't see the opponent coming in from behind, but managed to get a kick forward to half forward. But in amongst plenty of PINT defenders, and now again the ball on the ground and players over the top, and we'll have another ball up.
Izzy Rapson getting the footy back there in the back line and looking across and actually kicking it out creates that space. Now I would have loved Tars to keep going on that line and going out wide and opening the game up.
Hewitt thumps this forward. Singh comes in and for Tars drives the ball deep towards the goal square, but good mark by Gemma Cusack back there, running back with the flight of the ball, and she drives it out here where Cassie Henderson marks out in front at half back, plays on now, continuing towards the outer side of the ground. A bit of a push there, but got away with that, Maddie Hone, and drives the ball forward. The opportunity there for Danica Pedersen. Kicks off the ground, but the ball was already over the line, so
at least they're trying something different here, Tars. I can tell that they're starting to look a little bit more on the outside, look for their runners. Aggie Singh, more creative and dynamic.
Yeah.
Their forwards a chance at least.
And realistically, only 2 goals on the board, so they're well in the game, and it only take a couple of opportunities, and the game's anyone's.
I think they just let PINT dictate that first half and follow them around. So
Aggie Singh here playing on with a quick snap.
Oh
yes,
wow.
There we go.
That's what you wanted in the first half, wasn't it, Heidi?
That's exactly right, yep. And she could have gone back then and gone a drop punt, which she hardly ever does, and really PINT probably should have been onto that, knowing that she's going to play on and snap. That's her natural game, and a great way to get Tars back into it.
Such a talented player. She has spent some time with Essendon VFLW team, and she was a star junior. So great work by Aggie Singh to get Tars on the board. Waratah 1 straight goal, trailing PINT 2-3-15, just coming up to the 4.5 minute mark.
So just an example, Heidi, of what you're talking about, it taking the game on. You know, it's a half opportunity, and if she'd gone back for the set shot, you know, maybe she gets it, maybe she doesn't, but just took it on and backed herself, and exactly what Tars are looking for. So Roberts in there, strong tackle on Hewitt, and we'll have a ball up. Hewitt, clever tap this time, and PINT go forward again towards half forward, and the ball's on the ground, and hand pass comes out the back and a quick kick forward, but it's a free kick found.
Might have been a throw.
Yeah, incorrect disposal.
Lucky,
I think it was.
very lucky, because he had 2 PINT players totally unmarked there at the back of the contest, ready to kick it into the forward line.
So Izzy Rapson with the free kick at half back for Tars, looking to go to the outer side of the ground now.
It's a lovely looking kick.
And some good body work there and running onto the ball. Tars had the chance, but now the kick comes back and chopped off by Georgia Johnson for Waratah in front of the TIO Stadium scoreboard. She's got some free players inside. She ignores them and decides to go down the line instead. Strong marking contest, but in front. Well, the kick's half smothered, and Roberts gets a hand pass forward, a chip across. It's cut off by Hewitt for PINT, and she's calling players to run to the open space and kicks towards centre half forward. Ball's bouncing around, but picked up down there.
No.
Again by Wallace again, and drives down towards half forward. Ball's on the ground, and now Stackford in there.
Yeah, so a bit of belief and faith through the corridor there. Nikki Wallace had an opportunity there to take a bounce and really take some grasp, make PINT make a decision, make them come to you, and then you can actually have a look and lower the eyes and kick the target.
So Stratford kicks into a pack of players. Mark's claim down there, but not paid, and ball bouncing around, and now a quick kick out, and PINT with the chance to work it out of defence through the hands and running players, and good use of the ball coming out. Pippa Cox had just come off the bench, got involved in the play, but eventually weight of numbers told against PINT, and the ball was forced out of bounds.
There from the captain, Lisa Roberts, really leading the way, showing the tone of how she wants her troops to behave, and hopefully they can continue in that vein.
Nikki Wallace again in that play. She's been fantastic so far in the first half of this third quarter.
So Tars win this stoppage, but it's Gemma Cusack for PINT running away from half back and driving long towards centre half forward.
Molly
Cooper's done really well to work to the front there and get her hands to the ball, and then kicked off the ground, and now the chance for Tars if they can pick the ball up cleanly here, but unfortunately couldn't. Ball's still on the ground down there, and PINT looking to work it out. And you just see the difference with clean hands there, Heidi, as that PINT work the ball towards half forward. And now an opportunity, and Roberts comes in, tackles from behind, and illegally, according to
really tough tackling when you're chasing down from behind there. You've got to somehow roll to not give away the free, but some good intensity shown from Robbo there to run from almost the other side of the field.
And some creative work on the mark there.
Don't think I've seen that before.
Jessie Waller kicks the line.
Well, it's worked.
Didn't put her off. Those dancing moves by Holly Goodall. She likes to dance, Holly. So, yeah, might have forgotten she's on TIO Stadium and not in Mitchell Street. So, 8.5 minute mark, PINT 2-3-15. That one missed completely. Waratah 1 straight goal.
Holly, don't take that. No, that was super effective.
So Tars take the ball towards the outer side. It's a half back. Fabrice there toes the ball forward, but good defensive work by Hone again.
I've been impressed by Maddie Hone. She's been in really good positions. Got caught behind her player a couple of times, but able to still put pressure on and at least halve the contest there.
So a boundary throw in. The game's tightened up here. Only 9 points the difference, and PINT have it in their forward area at the moment, but haven't been able to score yet this quarter. Quick kick forward. Fabris picks up, gets a kick forward again, but plenty of players there. It's picked up. Hand pass comes across. A shot at goal.
Oh, Molly again.
Just over Cooper's hands, but through for a behind only.
Playing that goalkeeper role perfectly there. Superb.
He's going to go over the fence and grab the ball as well.
Yeah, only the one ball used in
the women's
Premier League, unfortunately, so just slows things down a bit. So just waiting for...
Got Pippa Cox on a nice run here.
She comes out this way, but ignores that lead and goes over Cox's head. Roberts is in there working hard for Tars. Looked to have a jumper pulled. Umpire didn't see it, and we'll have a ball up instead as Cassie Henderson stands up with the ball in her hands.
No ruck. Oh, no, she's in now.
Coming in now. But Hewitt thumps that one over the top. Just thumps it straight forward, but picked up there by Henderson. Kicks towards the top of the goal square. She follows up her own work. Rapson's in there. Ball spills out as she's tackled. And now PINT with the opportunity. Kicks smothered there, and now Tars have got some numbers around the ball and it's being held in. They work it out eventually, and Georgia Johnson picks it up, gets tackled, gets a hand pass forward, and kick comes in towards the goal square now. The ball's bouncing on the ground. Rapson going in hard.
Oh, bodies flying around everywhere at ground level.
Or kick around the corner was smothered, and now the chance here for Ingram. Again, she was under plenty of pressure, and
there's certainly some feeling in this game, and Tars are really bringing the heat now in this defensive 50.
So Lisa Roberts bringing the ball back into play, runs off the mark and makes a bit of ground, kicks long down towards the wing here. Chittick's first there for PINT. She's slung after she kicked the ball, but it's a mark taken at half forward. Almost looked like some late contact, but all good according to the umpires. And now the kick in.
Yeah, the crowd's really starting to get into this game here. You can hear them on the sideline.
So Jackie Downey eventually gets the 50-metre penalty, and that'll take her right to the goal square, where she'll have a shot for goal. So PINT probably need one to steady a bit after Waratah have made the running here, and Jackie Downey makes no mistake and kicks her first goal for the game, and PINT's for the first for the quarter.
Well, that's Dr. Downey. She's actually a doctor as a profession and a very good hockey player who's focusing on her footy this season. She's played in multiple premierships for Waratah's hockey club, but good to see her get one on the board there for PINT, their first goal since the first quarter, Heidi.
She had a solid game last week, and off the back of that, she started to put in some really good work there in the forward line. She's only a small forward, but she gets in a really good position. So she's quick and agile, and Chitty there just kind of kicked and hoped, but Jackie was in a great position.
Absolutely. So 12.5-minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. It's PINT 3-4-22 leading Waratah, one straight goal.
So from the restart, the ball just fell at the feet and players all over the top of it. Squeezes out now and a chance to move it forward, but
now the Tars ruck is injured, so I'm not sure if they know this because has anyone come in to
it looks
jump?
like Aggie Singh's put her hand up there. She was easily accounted for in that ruck contest, and but follows up with a good tackle and is rewarded with a free kick for holding the ball, and now she kicks towards the outer side, and the ball goes over the head there, and some good body work. Gemma Cusack again, always reliable down there, and kicks good and finds her teammate Sarah Ingram there.
So we saw Jordan Smythe, number 28, who injured herself in the ruck, come off, and it was Monet Hunter who replaced her for Waratah.
I just wonder if a message has gone out as to who will be doing the rucking duties if there's a ball up.
You see Monet Hunter pick that up straight away, wheel around and get it into the forward line.
So,
Lisa Maselli went to ground but had front spot.
Some good work there, and again Ingram taking a strong mark, and she's looking to move the ball on quickly. She's called to play on now, and chips shorter instead and finds Hillary Grubb.
She's been fantastic, Ingram, today.
She sure has. She's super consistent. Great player who listens very well and is wanting to better her game. That's why she's here.
So Erin Peachy down there just couldn't keep the ball in play. Walked it over the line and a little bit of confusion, but eventually we'll have a boundary throw in as the ball was taken out through the hands. So ball spills over the back of the ruck contest, and PINT with some numbers trying to work the ball forward, taken now by Jacinta Reid, and her kick comes deep into the forward line. Cooper working back first for Waratah, fighting for the ball on the ground with Chittick, and then a couple of others come in and the ball gets wrapped up.
Yeah, I think Jacinta Reid's from down south as well, another Victorian who's come up here to get a bit of footy under her belt.
Yep. So the ball up now, taken by Hewitt. Did her own roving then, but was under plenty of pressure as she kicked it forward, and it just dribbled towards the line, and Tars work it out of defence through the hands now. Cox a dangerous kick towards half back, but Hone's the first one there for Tars, works that ball well, and now she's got a free player out, and did really well to find her, and that's Monet Hunter out there. She chips it back inside towards the centre of the ground, and the mark's taken by Lauren Pluker. Oh, avoids the player on the mark, but then gets tackled, breaks that tackle and kicks forward. They'll have to move the ball quickly if they want to score before the siren, but they've got
really
some numbers out there.
Passage of play here.
Quick kick back, and it's Pluker again who hand passes forward, but Pryor plenty of pressure, and then eventually picks up the ball and clears it for PINT towards the outer wing. Well, quick kick off the ground by Downey again, but Tars are first there. Tackle shrugged and the hand pass goes forward, but plenty of PINT players around there, and a little toe off the ground, but Tars are in the ground, and now Roberts turns around and drives it long towards half forward. And there is the siren. So another really interesting quarter of football, and a low-scoring game. We've still certainly got a game on our hands as far as the outcome goes.
Oh yeah, they're both in it for sure, and exciting finish in that third quarter. I thought Tars deserved a forward entry there, but PINT, to their credit, have just been super solid in the back line, really hard to penetrate. Setting up for a fantastic fourth quarter.
Can't wait. So three-quarter time, PINT 3-4-22, leading Waratah one straight goal. Next, come back after the break for the final quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Kazali's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Kazali's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down. Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come in and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the final quarter of this round 6 Women's Premier League game between Waratah and PINT. PINT have got a 16-point lead as we see the umpire toss it up to get the final quarter underway.
Hewitt smashes that one forward again. See Jordan Smythe is back out there, which is good to see. Back in the ruck contest for Tars, but we'll have a restart here. And yeah, Hewitt, as expected, has been dominant in the ruck today and has had a pretty good game all round as well, getting plenty of the ball and using her long kick to advantage. But
just so crucial because it just gives first use to your midfielders, and then like that big punch, Hendo onto it, and you just get ground position and possession.
And opens the game up potentially, but plenty of tackling and ball being held in here, and Hewitt again, a beautiful tap down to Chittick, who breaks the tackle and now kicks long towards full forward. The ball spills over the back. Players running onto it, but Rapson's first there for Tars, does really well, clean hands, and clears the ball out towards the grandstand half-back flank. Roberts is in there for Tars, trying to pick it up, but couldn't do so. Rapson's on the ground again, and Roberts, and fighting for the ball over the top with Smits, but still trying to work it out, and umpire's giving him plenty of time to do that. And a hook around the corner now from Lavis, but her kick's chopped off deep in defence there, and Tars the opportunity to come out of defence, but Chittick strong overhead takes that intercept mark, and will drive the ball back in for PINT. Going across the front of the pack was Roberts, but it went over her head, picked up, and a quick kick forward, and now the chance for PINT, and a snap-up goal by Jessie Baumer, and that extends that lead to what will be the biggest lead of the game now, after Waratah really got themselves back in the game in the third quarter, and PINT have just steadied with the last one of the third quarter and the first goal of the final quarter.
Comes off the back of a really nice mark from Amy Chittick and nice disposal into the forward line. I think Roberts came across the front of the pack, he said, Stu, and it just rolled through, and there were 2 PINT players there ready to mop up and kick it through. It was quite an easy goal in the end.
Yeah, well, Jessie Baumer's second goal for the game. She kicked one in the first quarter. So now the score, PINT 4-4-28, leading Waratah just that one goal. And as you said, great work there by Amy Chittick for PINT.
She's back in the middle again, ready to go, and Hewitt punches it again. Aggie Singh read it best, but she was under pressure all the way, but she was tackled without the ball, according to the umpire, and she'll take the free kick. And she sees a teammate here running back to the flight of the ball, but under plenty of pressure. That was Smythe, and now she tries to hack it off the ground. Picked up in there nicely by Grubb, and she breaks away now and kicks long towards half forward. Hands in front there was Smits, but couldn't take the mark. Roberts runs away. Smits is back in there again, kicks around the corner, but good defensive work. But PINT's have got the numbers out here now, and again it's Ingram there for PINT, and she kicks the ball forward, but that time it's chopped off.
Solid in the back line there. Co-captain, in fact, of Williamstown VFLW, along with Jacinta Reid, who plays for PINT. And has been quite crucial for Tars in this second half.
So pushing the back free kick here for Hilary Grubb, and she's been pretty influential out on this wing as well, and now kicks the ball down to half forward. Beautifully weighted pass, and finds a teammate there in Kristen Smits at the 50-metre mark, and she chips the ball in to about 20 metres out. The ball comes over the back, and taken there by Lavis, but just a bit slow, having a look around, and got caught with the ball, and Molly Cooper lets her know about it a little bit. But
the best on for Tars for me. Molly Cooper has just been everywhere today.
Danica Pedersen on the end of that one, kicks out here, and Aggie Singh wins the ball over the back, and now kicks long down the wing. Oh, good defensive work there by Reid, but ball's chopped off here. Singh again over the top of it. Fabris comes in, and they wrestle for the ball on the ground, and we'll have a ball up here.
Once again, those ground balls, we just see right there, if Aggie Singh is clean on that first touch, she's off and running. But unfortunately, just too fumbly at ground level across the board with Tars. It's really let them down today.
So the punch back inside, but kick forward.
Oh, great mark there.
So, yeah, Jacinta Reid really coming into the game now and takes a nice mark there and kicks the ball down the swing. Oh, coming over the top was Hewitt, but pushed out of the way, and now Smits with the opportunity for PINT. Kicks inside 50. That's a good looking kick, goes over the head into the goal square. It's bouncing towards the goal, a kick off the ground. Good defensive work again by Cooper there. Just put enough pressure on to save the goal in the end.
Jessie Baumer's the classic old school full forward, isn't she? She doesn't leave the goal square too much, just uses her size there.
One-on-one. You want her one-on-one. You don't want a whole heap of players around her.
Nah. And PINT's play that to her advantage too.
Izzy Rapson taking the footy out of the square there, which I find in the women's game they don't do enough of. I feel like a lot of the time we get bogged down in kicking out of the goal square, and utilising those 10 metres there from Rapson is...
Well, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
It really
just
does.
Opens the game
especially
up.
In the girls' game, yeah.
So, again, there's Rapson taking that intercept mark, and she's had a pretty good game today as well, Heidi.
Yes.
And she's always pretty reliable in defence for Tars.
Yeah, definitely. Took a bit to get going in that first quarter, but second right through to now, she's been a lot cleaner and worked a lot harder for the footy.
PINT's have got the bye next week, I think, so they won't leave anything out there today, and Rick Nolan will be happy with this performance going into a bye after 6 rounds of footy.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they're running at a juice, Tars, and PINT are starting to hit another level. See if that pans out.
So, ball on the ground. Johnson in there working hard for Tars, but got beaten for it. Ball spills towards centre half forward for PINT now, and working hard on the ground as Cusack picks up and now kicks the ball forward towards the forward pocket. Rapson again working hard back there for Tars, but under plenty of pressure. Now a quick hand pass forward, but it's scramble for the ball on the ground once again, and we'll have a ball up.
Tars won't have a much easier week next week. They'll play St Mary's, who are second on the ladder. At least it's an 8 o'clock game, so it won't be quite as hot. But St Mary's also having a great season in the Women's Premier League. So 2 big games in a row for Tars.
So ball comes across into the corridor, but Cooper again drives it out, but straight into the hands here of Cusack, who goes long towards goal. And, it's a terrific finish. And,
celebrations all around. I think
they're all getting around her.
First goal for PINT Footy Club.
Well, normally she's in defence, isn't she? Or swings through the middle, Gemma Cusack. And as you said, her first goal for her new club. So, yeah, she'll enjoy that one. So, coming up to the 8-minute mark, PINT 5-5-35 leading Waratah, just the 1 goal straight, Heidi.
Getting the crowd into it as well there, Gem. She doesn't kick many goals.
No.
I know that from experience at Thunder. She always wanted to have a crack in the forward line. So for her to run off that almost half back line there and kick a goal from just inside 50 is a really good effort. She'll be very pleased.
It's just a good defensive setup. The defenders had worked right up the ground to hold the ball in and found herself in some space and kicked and finished beautifully. Again, Aggie Singh couldn't quite take it cleanly, and then that forces the ball to get caught up in the pack there.
Well, she's a really experienced player. She's had the Tars premiership, Tars experience, and played for Thunder as well. So, really good finish there by Gemma Cusack.
Ball on the ground. Chittick underneath it, tries to stand up with it. Is tackled high, according to the umpire, and she'll take the free kick right in the centre of the ground. Kicks down towards half forward, ball spills over the back. It's taken there by Marcus, and her quick kick forward along the ground is chopped off by Wallace. Was there first, but now we've got a free kick for holding the ball, and it's Caitlin Couch with this one. She's got a spare player out this side. That's Cooper. She looked to play on straight away, but had nothing down there, so had to slow it up, and now she drives around the boundary line with a high ball. Johnson in front for Tars, gets a hand pass up, and Monet Hunter there tackled with the ball.
She's too good, that pressure. Georgie Johnson didn't realise that she was giving it off to a player that was marked there, so unfortunately Monet Hunter was tackled very quickly.
So Maddie Gissing centres this one. It's Cusack again running inside 50. She liked what she did last time, having another go. Not quite this time, and Cooper got her hands to the ball but couldn't mark it, and the ball spills over the boundary line.
Gem Cusack has certainly got a pep in her step. That goal has just got her revved up and raring to go for number 2.
Yeah, the Pints girls will be up and about after a really good performance today. So they've dominated from the start of this game, and they'll be rewarded with the win in about 7 or 8 minutes.
So Chittick gets her hands to the ball off the ruck contest. Hand passes back to Hewitt, hooks around the corner, but that one's offline and way offline and out of bounds on the full. And bounces over the fence. So we have got a spare football down there this time, so that's good.
Taj just finding it difficult here getting it out of their back line. And Molly Cooper's taken her full 15 metres there, which I really rate. I think they need to do that more, get some stoppages up the ground.
And one thing we touched on earlier, obviously Pine are missing Katie Stretter, so she'll be fantastic when she comes back in, but they've got about, 60 or 70 girls on the list, a full Div 2 team, so their depth this year has just created such strength for them in the Women's Premier League.
Yeah, they've in fact got 3 teams really essentially in the Women's League, with their third team playing a couple of friendlies every now and then so that girls aren't missing out on games. But it just goes to show that you have an attractive brand and a good product and some great coaching and some good leaders at your club, and it really does attract some people to it. So you've got to commend them for that.
Absolutely. And the great man Rick Nolan coaching, just brings that next level of, coaching to Pint, and the club will love him down there, especially as a past premiership player in the men's competition.
So Tars working the ball out of defence from that behind. It's Danica Pedersen who kicks the ball outside 50, Sings in there, hand passes in front of herself. Again, taps it in front of herself instead of taking the ball cleanly, and the numbers converge on her, but Tars have the chance now to clear, and it's Georgia Johnson goes back inside the corridor. She's got a teammate there.
Into Stratford.
Stratford's
Alyssa
got a free
Campbell
player
there.
if she can
Into
see her,
Shorty.
but
There we go.
just trying to work her way around it. Kick was half smothered and well read by Sarah Ingram, and she drives the ball long but straight into the arms of Roberts for Tars, who looks to bring the ball back into the corridor, but there's all Pint players there, and they should win out with the numbers here, but a strong tackle.
George Johnson has had a great game today.
Yeah.
Been solid in the midfield, runs all day, elite runner, very, very fit.
Yeah, very good player. A couple of times that I've seen her, she's really impressed. And now Aggie Singh running with a couple of bounces. Has a third bounce now, and
Becky Pryor
just ran off her opponent, backed herself and smothered and tidied up, and now
she's going to get the handball back.
she does.
Great running, Becky Pryor.
And now kicks long towards centre half forward. Players fly everywhere there. Cooper gets a hand pass out, but ball on the ground, and Hewitt again swings the ball deep into the forward line. It's bouncing towards the goal square now, and Hone, I think it is, first there for Tars. Couldn't pick it up cleanly, but now it's hacked out of defence and back into the centre square, and Waratah with the chance to...
Taryn O'Hare, you've got Aggie Singh over here on the wing, almost free.
Taz is sporting the blonde hair these days. She looks a bit different out there.
So we've got a 50-metre penalty.
Taz is onto it.
She's pretty excited about it. She's
opportunity to kick a goal.
Sprinting down, and the goal square's vacant. If she, she's going back now to steady and take her kick, and some Pint defenders working back. So if she can, she'll be kicking from about 35 out, pretty much straight in front. Kicks on the way now. Looks like it's going right to the goal line. It just comes off the hands down there.
Lucky. Taryn O'Hare's just come back from an injury, bit of a back injury, so this is her first game back.
It was her birthday this week, so that would have been nice to kick a goal.
It would have been. It would have been nice.
I think she caught some nice fish on her fishing trip yesterday instead.
That's what you do on your birthday, isn't it, Cruzy?
She's a good fisherwoman. I've been fishing with her, so... and yourself, Heidi?
Yeah, we both have. Sporting the big fish on the boat.
Some good use of the ball by Pint to work that ball out of defence. The kick dribbles, rolls and rolls and rolls towards the boundary line. It should be a free kick.
Yep.
And
Nikki Wallace is onto it. Won't be fooling her.
She kicks along the line here and finds her teammate Danica Pedersen right in front of the commentary position here. She kicks long towards half forward. PINT seem to have the numbers back there, and it bounces over the back. And it's Markison again who drives the ball into the centre square. There's no one out there. Lisa Roberts is going to be first there. Players converging quickly, but Roberts has time to pick it up. Hooks around the corner to centre half forward. O'Hare's there. Hand passes to her teammate Pluker. She's ran herself into trouble though.
Unlucky.
And Jazz Hewitt takes that free kick and now clears, looking for Chittick's 2-on-1, but terrific overhead mark there by Chittick in between two opponents. And
solid overhead.
Yeah. So the kick comes down to half forward, and Tars clear it out again. Well, Mark spilt there, but the quick hands across. Smother, and the ball comes down towards the boundary line here. Cooper closes quickly.
Hey, you look at the pressure acts in this game. The amount of smothers, tackles, all of those, they add up, really. And it's just the work rate from the PINT players.
So Lisa Bleakley here winning that free kick, and kicks the ball long over the back. Tars through the hands, and Roberts with a kick around the corner. That just goes over the boundary line on the full. So it should be Bleakley again with this kick, but Pryor's come in instead, and she'll take the free kick as the siren goes to end the game.
Well, full time here at TIO Stadium in Darwin in the Women's Premier League Round 6 game. It's PINT 5-6-36 who have taken the win 1-1-7 over Tars. A good game, Heidi. It was PINT's right from the get-go, but good to see Tars, come back a bit in the second half.
Yeah, they didn't give up. That scoreline probably doesn't reflect the intensity of the game. The PINT girls ran away with it in that fourth quarter, but Tars gave it everything, and I think they ran out of legs in the end. A really hot day today, but they should take a fair bit away from this match, knowing that when they can get it into their forward line, they can look really dangerous and dynamic. Got probably chopped off in the midfield too much, so they need to work out a way to connect into their forward line a little bit more. But lots of positives for Tars, but PINT, wow, they are the team to beat, that is for sure.
Yeah, just, the likes of Sarah Ingram and Jazz Hewitt, Stu, were fantastic for PINT today.
Yeah, they really were, and Claudia Fabrice as well had plenty of the ball, and they had good players all over the ground. Gemma Cusack really came into the game in the second half, and no, they're an impressive outfit, but as you said, Heidi, Tars have got the personnel to work with, and just need a bit of belief and a bit better system, and they're still right in the contest. The competition's wide open. PINT's setting the pace now, but the competition's wide open, and it's fantastic, I think.
We did actually talk about it at the break, the fact that in the VFLW they're actually starting a bit earlier, so this competition might change significantly over the next month or two, depending on which sort of players might want to stick around and play NTFL, and we hope that they all do, but we know that some players have indicated that they'll be heading back down south. So the competition will be wide open post-Christmas. Right now it's at the top of its game, and the PINT girls, they should celebrate that game today. That was a tough one out there, a lot of emotion, and it got quite heated, but they stuck to their guns, and Ricky would be very impressed with the girls' efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done to Ricky Nolan and his PINT team. Big thank you to Stu Davis and Heidi Thompson for joining me. It was great to call a women's game today here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. Thanks to AFL and TV. It was PINTs all the way. Stay tuned for the rest of the day. There's a lot more games to come on the live stream and the NT News app, and thanks for joining us.
Well done. Thanks, Cruzy.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.